What's going on, guys? Today I bring you round 2 of Torneio Interno do Beira-Mar. This round I got paired up against José Narciso, a friend of mine. He's unrated. And first round was a win for me, and let's see how the second round went. So I had the white pieces, and I started with knight f3. My opponent went d5, and I went d4. And so far so good. And my opponent plays knight c6, which is the Shigorian variation. And this is very uncommon, and I rarely see this. I decided to go c4, which I feel like is in the spirit of the position. And my opponent took the pawn, and I pushed d5. So it is already uncomfortable. I don't think he should have taken the pawn here. Probably could have just, I don't know, defended the pawn or something like that. But my opponent took, and I played d5, kicking the knight away. The knight has to retreat back to b8. And now I play knight c3. I could have gone e4, but I just decided to keep developing. My opponent plays e6. I play e4, defending the pawn on d5. And after a trade of pawns on d5, my opponent made a huge mistake with bishop e4. And it is unfortunate here. After I play queen a4 check, I'm winning the bishop. I kind of won a piece by move 8. Here my opponent can't play knight c6 because of the pawn on d5, so he has to sacrifice the piece. With c6 here, I take the bishop on b4. My opponent takes on d5 here, and I just give a check. So the game is pretty much over, but my opponent decided to keep playing, and I think that's the correct thing to do. I don't think you should resign that early. You can always try to come back from being down a piece, honestly. So I respect people not resigning. I also respect people resigning. I'm not here trying to say what's wrong or right. I think you can do whatever you want, honestly. I'm always for like people that want to keep playing. So yeah, my opponent here goes queen d7, and I take on d5, which with the knight, which is kind of a funny trick, you know. If my opponent takes on b5, I have knight c7 check, forking the queen, the rook, and the king. So yeah, my opponent didn't do this. He just played king d8, getting out of that check. I traded queens and won the pawn on c4, and pretty much this was... I tried to trade as many pieces as I could. There wasn't much to be said, so I'm kind of gonna fast forward a little bit here. Okay, nice, the knight is pinned. He can't capture, so he moves the king to b8. And here I just trade another pair of minor pieces. Play bishop c3. My opponent plays rook c7, and I play rook d6. So just developing a piece normally here was just a matter of conversion. I'm up a piece. My opponent plays e5. I play rook cd1, and after rook f8, I play h3. I mean, here h3 is not necessary at all, but I mean, I was like, I'm not gonna lose if I play h3, and if I don't play h3, he might have some sort of back rank mate at some point if I get distracted, and I'm not gonna, like, I would retire if I lost this position right here. I would just retire from chess, honestly. So I play h3, my opponent doubles on the f file. I play rook d2, protecting the pawn on f2, and after king c7, I decide to play rook e6, putting pressure on the e5 pawn. And here my opponent plays rook d7, and I start getting scared, honestly. I was scared here because, like, my rook on e6 is almost trapped. Like, let's say I would just do a bad move like rook takes on on d7. Here my opponent could take on d7 with the king, and now my rook is trapped. So I have to basically give my rook away for the knight. And even here, this position is like the computer just says that it's completely winning because I'm gonna get this pawn, and But I was not gonna. I didn't want this. So here after rook d7, I just realized that I can't really take the rook. So I played check with the knight, kind of kicking the king away from c7. My opponent goes king d8 here, and I play bishop takes on e5. So so far so good. And here my opponent does a huge mistake, which is not here. My opponent plays rook f5. I play f4, protecting the bishop because it was attacked 2 times. And here after knight b4, I want you guys to pause the video and try to figure out the mating sequence. So yeah, there's mate in some moves here. I'm not gonna tell you how many moves because it also depends on black's response. But the first part is pretty forced. And yeah, I want you guys to pause the video and try to and write down in the comments the combination that leads to mate for white. Also, I mean, if you want to give some sample variations, like you can write more than one. So yeah, try to find the best continuation for both white and black from now on and try to see the mate. So yeah, I'm gonna give you guys a second to pause the video and do it. So yeah, the mating combination I was very happy to see. Of course, here my opponent is kind of threatening the knight here, because if I take here on b4, it just takes my rook, and this is not what I want. So, and also there's, I mean, I could probably try to interpose here with the rook and trade more pieces, although here yeah, my opponent here can actually trade down the pieces, and yeah, this is not good. So yeah, I was almost forced to see the mate, the best moves here, because like my opponent, if I don't have mate here, or if I don't win material here, I'm probably gonna lose a piece or something like that. But here I found the mate after some time thinking, and I was very happy to see this. So it starts with bishop c7 check. My opponent is forced to pretty much take the bishop with a rook. Let's say my opponent does this move, king c8. I just check on e8 with the rook, and yeah, this is mate. Can't do that, so he has to take the bishop. It's pretty much forced if he doesn't want to get mated in 2. But here there's an important move here that leads to mate, which is knight f6 check. Such a important and precise move here. So I'm literally threatening 2 mates at the same time. Here, if my opponent blocks, like it happened in the game with knight d5, I checkmate him with rook e8 check. Is just beautiful. I mean, yeah. And pretty much after knight f6 check there, I mean, the only thing he can actually do to survive a little bit longer is rook d7 here. But now, of course, if I play rook e8 check, he goes to c7, so I have to take on d7, and after king c8 there's a rook e8 checkmate, which is it's definitely beautiful. And yeah, this was the game. Also, I wanna say that if you went knight b6 check, this is no longer mate, and this is actually a huge mistake. And that's because now black can actually just play this knight to d5 and block because now I don't have rook e8 checkmate, so I would have to like do something like this, which after rook d7 it's not so clear. Okay, I still I still hold on, but it's not as easy as it should be. So yeah, this was the match, guys. Round two. So I was very happy coming off a win on round one and then getting this beautiful checkmate in round two. And yeah, so make sure to stay and subscribe for round three, because round three I played actually a pretty high rated opponent, and it was an insane game. So I hope to see you guys for the next video, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.